What's up, everybody? Getting into this episode of Beyond the Gates. It was so funny watching Danny scramble, her and Andre scramble to get their clothes on when Vernon came over. That shit was funny because you would have thought she was a teenage girl sneaking a boy out of her room and not a damn near 50-year-old lady living in her own home, her own mansion. That was super funny. That was a funny ass scene. I'm like, Danny, be fucking for real. You are damn near a quarter of a century old. You not even a quarter of a century, you half a century old, and you sitting here sneaking dudes like in your own home. Hell no. Hell no. But I like how vulnerable her and Andre can be with each other, how honest they can be with each other about how they feel and the process of their relationship, how that's going. Because she's very honest with him. She's not over everything that happened between her and Bill. Like, she just feel like something's broken in her. She's trying to find a way to fix that, before she could really move on into something more serious again. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. And I like that, Andre's being patient with her. Yeah, he's looking for a real relationship, but he sees something in Danny that's real, that could be real. He want to explore that, but he's doing it on her timing because that's how it has to be right now. I just don't like all that sneaking around that they have to do because I just feel like that's foolishness. I also get Danny don't want people all up in her business, but I'm glad she's opening up more. You know what I'm saying? Like, she even offered to ride to the hospital with him. They even went to Orphe Jeans and sat down in a booth together. It was hard for her to kind of hold hands with him and try to be intimate with him in public like that, but it's a start. You know what I'm saying? That's a start. They're not trying to hurt each other. He don't want to hurt her how Bill hurt her. She don't want to hurt him. So I'm glad that they're getting to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's starting to progress. Ashley, it was so funny to see her facial expressions watching Danny and Andre leave together. That shit was hilarious. I feel a little jealousy radiating off of her. That was super funny. Like, it's about time though that they out in public now. Listen, Haley is working my last nerve talking about this little baby that her and Bill supposed to be having, like, touching her stomach and stuff. I'm like, if you don't go somewhere with this pretend child, I don't believe she pregnant. I'm really not believing that she knocked up. I don't believe it for 10 seconds that she pregnant. And I felt a little twinge of jealousy coming from her when Ashley was trying to help Bill back up in that bed. Like, who in the world is Haley not jealous of? She even jealous of his daughters. Like, her insecurities pop out every second. Every second her insecurities just jump out, and you can see how uncomfortable she is whenever Bill interacts with anybody out, any female outside of her. Them insecurities be screaming. And it's crazy. And I love how uncomfortable she gets whenever Danny comes around and stuff. Talking about, oh, you always interrupting something or inserting yourself in something. I'm like, baby, that's history right there. That's 30 years of history. It ain't going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. So Haley needs to button her lip and just be quiet. Hey, get over it. How many times does this man got to reassure her him and Danny are over? And it seems like every day he got to reassure her or something. It's getting old. It's like, you shouldn't have to keep reassuring your wife every damn day. Like, her insecurities is her problem that she needs to get under control. It's that simple. Danny was just being there for the father of her children, making sure he good and he comfortable. He got everything he need. That simple. And it just drove me fucking crazy when Danny left the room. Haley was like, oh, Danny was well behaved. I said, bitch, is she a dog? Like, what you mean well behaved? Like, is she a poodle? I really wanted Danny to hit her. Like, honest to God. Like, honest to God, I wanted Danny to hear her say that so bad and just... I really did. So Bill is on the mend. He got a nice road of to recovery ahead of himself, and they want to get him into some therapy and stuff like that. And of course, Shanice is going to be the one to do it. This bastard had the nerve to sit here and question her credentials, talking about, oh, I want to see references. You asked, and Danny had to let him know, like, first of all, she helped another patient before that's perfectly fine now. And Shanice was looking at him like, bitch, I got degrees, okay? I got a degree. I'm very certified here. Like don't play with Shanice's name. Like stop trying to make it seem like that girl ain't got a degree behind her name. Like she ain't accomplished and she don't know what she doing. I'm like, Bill, go on somewhere. But Shanice gonna check him. Like Shanice is, if anybody could keep his ass in line other than Danny, it's gonna be Shanice. Like Shanice don't play. And I love that for her. Hopefully she gets some extra coin for this though. Cause she stopped doing the therapy stuff like full time, but she still dabble in it. So hopefully this gonna be a nice little extra coin for her. And I'm pretty sure like once she started doing therapy with Bill, I'm pretty sure Haley probably gonna start getting jealous of Shanice. Cause this chick seemed like she's just jealous of everybody that come around him. When Naomi came up in there with that banana pudding, that shit was funny as hell. Cause this fool Bill sitting here talking about, oh, I'm gonna have you do my will and stuff. Now ain't the time to be talking about your little will. Okay, because Naomi definitely looked like she was uncomfortable with that. Like, hell no. You better get you another lawyer to do that. Because what child is going to be okay with drafting their parents' will? Like, no. Everybody don't want to do that. Everybody not strong enough to handle that. Shanice was not playing with Bill. She came up in there and took that banana pudding right up out his hands. Took it right and said, mm-mm. Bill was looking at her like, I know you ain't just snatched from me. That shit was funny. That shit was hilarious. Like, Bill and Shanice are going to be comedy gold. Like, the two of them together, I hope we see a lot of scenes with them together because they're going to be hilarious. Like, she is not playing with Bill. Bill know he can't get away with shit with her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like the PJs Bill had on. That shit look sharp. I did enjoy the conversation that Vernon had with Naomi. Vernon knows what to say to people. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a talker. Like, I see why he has so many speaking engagements and stuff like that. He knows how to make people feel better. Like he knows what to say, to bring your spirits up. Because that story that he told her about his Uncle Cornelius and his stroke and stuff like that, I loved it. Because Naomi needed to hear that. At the end of the day, Bill's stroke had nothing to do with her. She needed to stop blaming herself for that. That literally had nothing to do with her. It's just, honestly, years of life catching up to Bill. Years of unhealthy habits catching up to him. That's all it is. And that's God's way. That's life's way of telling Bill, slow yourself down and start taking care of yourself. And that's what Vernon pretty much told Naomi, like she just needs to be there and remind her father that he needs to, prioritize his health. And he does. Listening to these doctors and doing exactly what they're telling him to do. And he'll be back in tip-top shape because this man's still sitting here trying to work, still taking work calls. He don't know how to slow down. He don't know how to just sit back and relax. Like, he don't know how to do that. He's so busy, like he's so used to working and moving all the time. He don't know how to sit down. Like, he ain't got no choice. He gonna have to hand the responsibilities of the firm over to somebody else. Like, let the partners run the day-to-day of the firm for a while. Just keep him updated here and there about what's going on, and that's it. Him working on cases from home ain't gonna happen. Like, he just need to sit back and watch some damn reruns of Maury or something. You know what I'm saying? To occupy his time. Like, calm yourself down. But yeah, Naomi needed that talk with Vernon. Because she do need to stop blaming herself for her father's condition. It has literally nothing to do with her. Like, So anyway, moving on from that, I am loving Chelsea and Madison. I am loving them. Like, they flirting back and forth and her, recording her, trying to, build her confidence and stuff like that. And they getting to know each other better, finding out, stuff about Madison and how she ended up becoming a doctor. Like, she always wanted to be a doctor and stuff. I'm happy for them because they do look fine as shit together. So I'm ready to see where that's gonna go. So moving on from that, When I tell you the laugh I let out when Vernon and Anita opened that front door and saw Sharon and Tracy at that front door, Anita was looking like, what y'all hoes want? Like, why are y'all bitches at my door? That's how she was looking. And she was like, I'm gonna have security just, revoke y'all little tent passes so y'all can't get y'all ass back up in the gates again. Tracy was like, if you don't get your ass out the way so we could talk, I ain't nobody stunting your security team. So basically, they want to get that reunion kick started, get it back off the ground. They want to forgive each other and move forward. It was cute. They scene was cute. I trust Tracy at this point. Do I trust her around Vernon? No. I don't trust Tracy as far as I could throw her around Vernon, because the way she be shamelessly flirting with that man, I don't trust her. But they want to get this thing back on the road, get it started again and whatnot. Forgive, let the past go. It was a cute scene. It was nice. Do I trust Sharon? No. And now they talking about going back to Chicago to do the rehearsals and all that. I was looking at Anita like, do not take your tail back to no damn Chicago with them. You can't trust them hoes. You cannot trust them hoes. Do not go back to Chicago with them. You by yourself. Don't do it. I just don't trust Sharon, because this is a complete 360 compared to when she blew into town. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me you let all that hurt and anger go just like that? You ready to hug it out and be the articulates again? I don't trust it. Nope. And I know they playing on Anita's, emotions right now, especially Sharon. I don't know about this one. Nope. That seemed too quick. I was like, nope. Anita, keep your eyes open. Watch out for their ass. But I love when, her and Vernon get together and stuff like that. She basically, was letting him know, like, listen, hold it down. And he was like, he gonna hold down the fort while she going. I love them making out. Like, seeing older black couples just make out like that and be all in love is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Like, I love it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything about this episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Peace.